You've been competing for a while, or you've never complete. Oh my god, why do I keep on saying completed? Frick, dude. You've been competing for a while, or you've never competed before, but you're not sure if one, you still like powerlifting, or two, you're going to like powerlifting. And I have one second. I have 7 tips on how to actually enjoy powerlifting for a really long time from a powerlifter and powerlifting coach. Starting with tip number 1, hire a good coach or follow a good program. This is so important. If you are not following a program that you like, enjoy, and makes you good progress, you're not going to stick with it. How do you know if you have 1, a good coach, or 2, a good program? 1, you actually make progress. 2, it is adjusted according to your needs, your wants, and you specifically, like your numbers, your RPE, that sort of thing. And 3, people say it's good. Like, if you're following a general program that you get a PDF off like Reddit or, whatever, and people say it's good, it's probably pretty decent. Tip number 2, make short-term goals and long-term goals that are actually achievable. Your first goal should not be to step on IPF World's platform. Your first goal should be like compete. And then your second goal can be like win a meet at a local level. And then it can be compete in states. Then it's, X, Y, Z. Build these goals up over time. Little goals, like gym goals, gym PRs, and then big goals, like competing at nationals, competing at states, placing in states maybe. These are long-term, thought-out goals as opposed to just like little goals like I want to deadlift 200 kilos. Make goals that are achievable, logical, and tell your coach these goals so that they can build a program accordingly. Number 3, build some muscle. Like, powerlifting is sick, dude. Getting strong is sick. But looking strong is way sicker. And I know it's such a me type thing to talk about like build some fucking muscle, but like for real. Because if you are doing something and it's making you look different, and that's kind of the reason we all got in the gym in the first place, most likely. We wanted to look a little bit different or we wanted to feel different. And by building muscle, you look and feel different. And it's sick. Yeah, who doesn't want to build some freaking muscle, right? So actually put on some muscle, put on some size, tell your coach this or follow a program accordingly to put on muscle. If you're a heavier powerlifter, maybe talk to your coach or think about if you want to go down in weight classes to be more chiseled, to look more ripped. It's completely up to you, but it helps me a ton to get a chest pump every once in a while, get a bicep pump every once in a while, and not be your stereotypical powerlifter that's, 300 pounds and has a big old belly and looks like you're 30% body fat. Number 4, find a community. Whether that's a powerlifting gym space where you all are kind of doing the same thing, or just like a group of friends or a group of people that you follow online. It does not have to be in person. That's something that is a thing of the past. Your community can be online. There's Reddit threads of powerlifters. There's communities on school.com. There's communities on like Discord and everything of powerlifters, powerlifting coaches. And these programs and these communities are completely free to join, as opposed to like a powerlifting gym. Has a price, obviously, but you are going to be having to train anyway, so might be bang for your buck. If you can get into powerlifting with another person, that's even cooler. I mean, like you and like your best friend start powerlifting together. You go to the gym together. You plan meals. You do all these things. You do the same competitions. That's so sick, dude. That sounds like so much fun. So like find a community of other powerlifters and other people with similar goals, similar mindset, and you're going to be super successful in the sport because why wouldn't you? You're around people who are doing the same thing. If you're having an off day and they're not, they're going to pick you up. If they're having an off day and you're not, you're going to pick them up. It's the same in a gym. It's the same on like Discord and school.com. It's all the same. Find a community, build the community yourself, and you will succeed in powerlifting. Tip number 5, actually compete in competitions. Dude, this is something that blows my mind. Whenever you talk to powerlifters or people who say that they're powerlifters and they don't compete, you're just training? What? That's the worst part about it. Like, genuinely going to the gym 4 days, 5 days, 6 days a week is not the fun part about powerlifting. The fun part is competing, getting on platform, actually hitting 1 rep maxes. If you're hitting 1 rep maxes in the gym, you're probably not following a good program, back to point number one. But competing is the thing that you strive for. That's the thing. It's like putting all the ingredients in a cake together and then not baking it. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Actually compete if you want to get into powerlifting and you want to enjoy powerlifting. Now, don't be an insane person and compete like 6 times a year. That'd be freaking crazy. But once, twice, 3 times, possibly 4 times a year is perfect. That has you going into periods of prep, periods of breaks that you can kind of step away from the sport for a week or so and enjoy other hobbies, enjoy your outside life other than powerlifting. A little foreshadowing there. But no, like, actually compete. Whether it's twice a year, 3 times a year, whatever it is. Get on platform, get in front of people, make some killer goals, and compete. Number six. Take some breaks from powerlifting for a week, for a couple weeks, especially after competing. It makes a world of a difference. I don't know if that's a saying. Makes a big difference. From stepping away from the sport for like a week, not going to the gym for a little bit, letting your body fully recover after the fatigue of peaking for competition, the competition itself, all the mental fatigue that you go through whenever you're competing and thinking about your numbers and your total and XYZ. It also takes your feelings out of the gym. Say you have a really, really unsuccessful meet, and the next week or that Monday, you compete on Saturday. That Monday you go in and you're like, you know what? I'm going to crush this other PR that I didn't hit on platform, and I'm going to hit all the numbers that I was supposed to hit on platform right now. That doesn't do anything other than boost your ego a little bit, which doesn't really make sense to me. If you step away for a week and, you go into the gym, you move your body a little bit, you get under the barbell a little bit, but you're not following a very specific program, can make a huge difference in the way your mindset is approaching the gym straightforward. You miss the gym again. You're like, oh, shit, dude, I want to work out. And those feelings that you had stepping off platform after an unsuccessful meet or a really successful meet aren't there anymore. They kind of dissipate. You kind of forget about that. And they'll resurface as prepping for another competition. But going back into the gym for the first time, you miss it. You're not fatigued at all. And the muscle will come back, I promise. You're not going to lose it all in a week or two. And that brings me to tip number 7. Have other hobbies outside of just powerlifting. This is something that I talk about a ton because it's so important to not just be hyper-focused and so obsessed with powerlifting. If you're obsessed with anything like that, it's going to affect outside factors of your life, and you're outside of that thing. For example, you have a bad workout. Then you come home, and now you're in a pissy mood. Now your girlfriend doesn't like you. Now you're mean to your kids. You're mean to your wife. You're mean to your friends because you had a shitty training session. It ruins people's whole persona and whole atmosphere because they have one bad training session. And then you take it to your next training session and the next one after that. And before you know it, you haven't had a good training session in fucking months, dude, because you're so hyper-focused on the one thing, and that's powerlifting. But say Monday, you have a shitty squat session, like the worst. It sucks. You didn't hit the numbers you were supposed to hit. It felt heavy. It felt like butt. Your accessory movements suck that day because you have all Bulgarian split squats and tempo leg curls, and it just blows. But Tuesday, you get to play golf with your boys. And then Wednesday, you're back in the gym. Before the golf is even over, because golf pisses you off as well, you don't even remember about your shitty training session. You got to have outside factors. You got to have outside hobbies, not just powerlifting. Dumping your entire soul and everything into a sport or into any hobby isn't isn't healthy and isn't beneficial in the slightest. I'm sure you all watched The Last Dance documentary of Michael Jordan. This dude is considered the best basketball player in the world. And he's hyper-focused on basketball when he's playing basketball. He went and played baseball for a couple years. He plays golf like regularly in the show. It shows. He bets money on golf. He has other things outside of basketball. And it proves beneficial over and over and over again. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't push yourself into being really, really good and really, really focused on one thing. But you got to have things sprinkled in there, you know? You got to have other things about. Hopefully, this video finds the right people. Hopefully, you either start powerlifting or continue to powerlift. The more people that are involved, the better the sport becomes. The more competitions there will be. The higher the payouts for the competitions. The more people that will need a coach like me in the selfish reasons. And that's fine. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you all on Sunday.